Yesterday, you were in Parliament concerning the hearing. You made it known to the whole nation. Senanu nasa otitwi ana.
Yes, I do.
Oh, and then catchy na. One more
No,
muti
no,
no
I was,
so omuntu so
yeah, but,
moa. Why? Ubetimi di
yeah,
afra, but yana one ma twi
okay,
ados.
go
Why?
ahead.
Okay. Nti kasa yi mu no kodru baabi nyasa wo ne Ursula Owusu na akoye enyigia no ba ko mienu de ba de ne si pote na musu mu gina ye ne sei.
Oh, I honestly, I don't think we should take it as a big issue. Ursula asked, I think, 3 questions. In fact, when the questions were asked, the UN guy's question came first. I think some judge asked a question, and so I was expecting them to call the UN person first. They didn't. They
Okay.
called me before. And then, so I'm now trying to remember the questions and answer them. And then she cut me and said, no, that's not the question. And I couldn't understand what she was saying. So anyway, eventually I just felt like she was fighting me or some problems. I said, why? Why is she fighting me? What's the issue? And she said, no, that's how she talks. And so that was it. I left it at that. So at the time I was a bit unhappy because, first of all, they skipped the UN guy. They called me. I had 3 questions. I was trying to think through them. And she didn't even allow me to land. And no, that's not the question. But eventually, well, she said I had answered it. So that's okay.
All right. So advocacy for Christ ball chair. Enra dia ben sem na na mo pese mo di tudwa ensem a mo kan so bi ni de Ghana fo nyina e krado a yetie mo so.
So the first thing was that there is no UN General Assembly resolution saying that the practices, lifestyle, or choices of these LGBTQ people are rights. There's no document like that anywhere in the world where the UN General Assembly, which is the highest governing body of the UN, and which is the only body that can make a resolution that all of us will say is binding us. There's no such document. There are portions of, let's say, departments, and they call them some of them special rapporteurs who've come up with statements, and they are trying to compel the whole world to follow it. That's not good enough. So there's no such thing as the UN is compelling us to accept these things. That's the first thing. The second thing is when they say these practices are fundamental, there's nothing fundamental about it. When you say fundamental, it means that it is essential, it is vital, it is indispensable. Can we say today that the practices of lesbians are indispensable for all Ghanaians? The practices of gay homosexuals is vital or essential for all of us as Africans and as humanity. Can we actually say that these things are inherent? No. So there's nothing fundamental about these practices for them to now say they are fundamental human rights. When we say it's fundamental, it's like life, like eating, like shelter. That is essential. It is vital. It's indispensable for all of human beings. But these sexual orientations are not essential. They are not vital. They are not indispensable. They are not inherent. So that was the second point. The third point is if they are not, and we also demonstrated that they are not genetic. The research after 500,000 people were investigated, it found out that there's no gay gene. So if there is no gay gene, then there is no unique case for anyone to say, I was born like that.
Okay.
So when they say, I was born like that, therefore it is my right, science has proven far beyond doubt that there is no such thing. No. There's nobody like that. So if science has not shown that you were born that way, you cannot say you have a right to be like that. It means it's a choice. Those of them, yes, it means you decide that I want to be gay, lesbian, bisexual. Now, if it's your choice, we cannot allow everybody in this world to get up and say, my choice is my right, or my choice is a fundamental human right, so respect it. Otherwise, my choice to smoke cocaine is a fundamental human right.
Okay.
My choice to urinate in the streets openly is a fundamental human right. My choice to be an armed robber is a fundamental human right. That cannot be the case. So we argue that, look, science does not support this. It's not about religious people are saying no. Science does not show that people were born that way. So if you have gotten up and made this choice, don't compel us to embrace it.
Mm.
And that is where we ended. That please, for the sake, no, and that was the last thing.
Mm-hmm.
The data we got showed that the medical and psychological impact, LGBTQ persons, they are more prone to anal cancer, throat cancer, breast cancer, 30 times more likely to have HIV/AIDS. Their life expectancy has been estimated to go down by 20 to 25 years. Syphilis, human papilloma, and so many more. The data shows that in the US currently it is settled as about